Anyway, here's Tim Pool reacting to the shooter being a fan of his, the Nazi shooter.
So my point is, this is grasping at straws, right? Because even if they can definitively prove, even if it turns out that this is legitimate, that really is this guy's profile, they're telling the truth and they have good reasons to be confident, that still is not the nail in the coffin that they think it is here.
I mean, I got to be honest, like, I think it's funny and I really just don't care. I think we've won so much ground in the culture war that it is completely meaningless that they would even do it, assuming it was a psyop. It means nothing to me. It's just funny.
So my
What? Wait, what is he doing? Is he all right?
I think it's funny and I really just don't care. I think we've won so much ground in the culture war that it is completely meaningless that they would even do it, assuming it was a psyop.
I'm not mad. I'm actually laughing. Is funny, but bro, you're talking about a mass shooter. Yo, what the fuck's going on, dude? Okay, this is what I noticed, and I thought I was taking crazy pills or something, given the way that these guys have been like openly acting about this stuff. Like the right used to say thoughts and, prayers. I feel so sad about mass shootings. Like, oh man, how do we fix it? Don't make it political. Or they would distance themselves from the shooter if the shooter's manifesto was like, I love Tim Pool and this is why I'm shooting people. Like, not this one. Okay, this shooter didn't say he loves Tim Pool, but we did find out he does love Tim Pool. Like, back in the day, they'd like go on the defensive and be like, this is not what I am. This is not what I represent. It's really fucked up. And then the Q nightclub shooting happened, and Matt Walsh pretty much openly was like, yeah, more should happen, actually. And it's your fault for being trans in public. And now this Nazi fucking goes out to an Allen, Texas mall and like starts unloading into everyone he can. And these guys are like, oh, this must be a psyop. To do what exactly? Like, you think the government is doing a psyop to like make Nazis look bad? Like what? Like, I don't think anybody needs a psyop for that, dog. What do you mean? World War II was a psyop? Is that what's going on? Like, what the fuck? What planet are you on that you think the government needs to do a psyop to really instill the idea that Nazis are bad and can be like violent psychopaths? Like, what do you mean? What is not adding up about this entire thing? I'm imagining a guy going around being like, man, those Nazis have some good ideas. Oh no, they just did a mass murder. Fuck. I guess I'm not a Nazi now. Oh man, it's making me think real long and hard about this Nazi stuff. If I had known that Nazis were okay with mass murder, I would not have been on board earlier. Yeah. No, I think Tim thinks it's an actual swipe against him specifically. There's no way. No, I don't think Tim thinks that. I think in the most charitable interpretation of events that are unfolding in front of our eyes, they're saying like the classic things that they say all the time, which is that like they activated like a crazy gun guy to go out and do a mass shooting so they can like justify extra funds for the intelligence communities, and freak people out and I guess like make Nazis look bad. Like, it's weird. Tim Pool calls the Allen, Texas shooters pro-Nazi online footprint a psyop and blames mass shootings on multiculturalism.
We have this from NBC News. What we know about the slain Texas Mall massacre suspect, Mauricio Garcia. Garcia, who had a tactical vest, was armed with a rifle and a handgun. A senior law enforcement official said. Authorities said he was a suspected neo-Nazi sympathizer. Now, this story it's a tragedy. It's unfortunate. And we have, unfortunately, too many of these stories that end up happening in the media. I'm sorry, that end up happening and then end up hitting the media. So, I mean, the first thing I just want to say before we get into any of the...
Yeah, that's what he cares about. He's like, oh, fuck, man. It sucks when my guys are out here doing stuff like this because then it makes us look bad in the media. And I hate that. Hey, fans, just calm down, okay? Don't get out of line here. You're getting in the media and I don't like that.
The politics from either side is, we don't want these things to happen. We want these things to stop. We need to figure out what the issue is in our society, in our culture. I genuinely believe it's disassociation. It is a dejected society where individuals don't know or care about each other, and they seek validation or they seek to push some extremist ideology. And then this whole thing creates a recipe for disaster. And I'll put it simply, I think it's multiculturalism. And not the idea that people of all different types are holding hands on the rainbow. It's that you have different communities stacked on top of each other and next to each other with wildly different views, and they don't like each other. And then people who are crazy will do crazy things. But what ends up happening today, we have this story from the Daily Mail. Revealed Texas gunman staked out massacre mall to monitor peak times 3 weeks before killing 8. and posted details on Russian social media alongside photos of Nazis, guns, and ammunition. You see, here's where we get into the Psyop. No one knows if this Russian social media profile...
I love calling this a psyop and then turning around and literally agreeing with the premise of what the guy is doing. Guys, I know the media is saying that this Nazi was a fan of mine and it's a psyop, but like the real reason why these shootings are happening is because of diversity and multiculturalism and race mixing. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Thank you. I mean, congratulations. That's a really good take. Yeah, now I know why the guy was a fan of you. At least I figured that out. Like what's the alternative there? Oh, it's happening because of multiculturalism? Okay. That's a little snide remark that you just snuck in there. So what's your suggestion? A mono-ethnic society? Is that what we're gonna do? How are we gonna go about that, Tim? Where would you be in a non-multicultural society? Aren't you like half Asian or some shit? What the fuck's going on there? Is the beanie on too tight? What's happening? You're bald. That's like, I guess, a genetic disability. If you go far down enough in the fascist pipeline, I'm sure that they don't consider that to be Aryan-like. You know what I mean? Where are we going?
Side photos of Nazis, guns, and ammunition. You see, here's where we get into the Psyop. No one knows if this Russian social media profile is actually belongs to this guy. A Bellingcat researcher named Eric Toller just said, I found this profile that looks like it's his. In fact, I'm pretty sure he even said, I didn't verify it, I don't know. Now, the photos that are coming out...
I just don't understand it because, like, the level of detail on this, like, fucking Russian website that he seemingly used like a diary. Like, the amount of information on there is so insane. Like, they were, I guess, setting up this psyop for what? Like, 2 years? Because there's like shit that he posted on there from like 2 years ago with his like legal name on it and stuff. So what, 3 years ago, he was just, the government, man, they're so good at these psyops. Lee Harvey Oswald has a thinner footprint than this guy. See, that's what I'm talking about, dude. Like Lee Harvey Oswald, that shit is actually verifiably insane. Like that's a psyop. It's not even a psyop. It's a assassination, a successful assassination with a patsy, a fall guy. Who, worked with intelligence his entire fucking adult life. You know what I mean? This guy's a fucking weird loser online who is a fan of Tim Pool and who got more and more radicalized. Not saying he got that level of radicalization on the Tim Pool podcast. I mean, I don't really watch him that much, but it does feel like maybe he is getting radicalized to that degree at the Tim Pool broadcast because, like, of what I just saw, he's talking about how multiculturalism is the reason why mass shootings happen. No, it's a ghost, guys. It's fine. CIA heart attack gun. Where are you? I'm in a scary facility. This is what I wanted to look at. Michael Tracy. Yeah, the guy had Nazi tattoos. Rational inquiry still requires examining additional context. These symbols aren't magically dispositive. Charles Manson carved a swastika on his forehead. Not because he was not literal Nazi, but because he was a head case who wanted to shock people. That's awesome. Police investigating the case just said today that they have not identified a motive. And they've seen the Nazi tattoos. Do you think they're really desperate to cover up this guy's ideological alliance to Nazism? Maybe. Wouldn't shock me. Or could it be that the motive is genuinely not apparent? You either have no idea about Charles Manson or you have an absurdly hard threshold for who you consider to be a Nazi. They're literally doing this? Yeah. Man, if you look at a guy who has a swastika on him and you go, that guy's not a Nazi, you might be a Nazi. Like, honestly, I've never heard someone say such fucking stupid shit. And even if you're not a Nazi, like, I don't know. I mean, under the Nazi regime, you would be melted because, I'm sorry, you're mentally stunted, okay? There's no two ways to put it. Like, your brain doesn't work. And the Nazis weren't too fond of that. They will kill you. They will put you in a concentration camp and kill you because you're insufficient mentally. That is the stupidest thing I've ever heard in my entire life. Oh, hold on now. This guy with the swastika tattoo, he might not be a Nazi. Look at this other mass murderer with a swastika tattoo. He wasn't really a Nazi. Okay, like what? I got it. All right. And I don't understand it because, like, it's super easy to just do the same shit you always do, which is, this guy has nothing to do with us. Like, which is a lie, obviously. But instead of doing that, they just straight up went with, like, nah, it's a conspiracy. The government is trying to make us, I mean, not us, the Nazis look bad. And we are defending them. But we're not Nazis. We're just defending the Nazi who's not a Nazi. It's a psyop. Like, what? Very confused, MB. Thank you for the 10 gifted subs. It's just, I'm very confused. Why are the Ellen Moss shooter's tattoos so damn fresh? I don't know, because people fucking take tattoo photos when they get the tattoos. A Hispanic man with recent tattoos of Nazi symbols in the city of Dallas. This just doesn't add up. I said, very weird that the right is collectively looking for a deeper conspiracy here instead of distancing themselves from this psychotic Nazi, even for the sake of public appearances. Like, they seemingly move beyond the fake thoughts and prayers and immediately rush to this. Wait, how does Dallas make that less believable? Dude, I don't even know what he's trying to say. I don't know what they're trying to say. They're so fucking stupid. Oh, I put stochastic terror, the term they've been using for months to describe me, in my bio to trigger the left. Mission finally accomplished. The Allen, Texas shooter had Nazi and SS tattoos. He wrote that Joseph Mengele was his hero. In an online screed, he wrote, "This post is inspired by libs of TikTok before ranting about Drag Queen Story Hour." That post ended with the words Heil Hitler. Remember, by the way, libs of TikTok is literally Chaya Raichik, who is Jewish. She's an Orthodox Jew. So, you know, kind of funny that, like, they don't give a fuck. You know, the Nazis don't care. They're like, oh, united we stand against the trans people. You know what I mean? Libs of TikTok creator Chaya Raichik. I wonder how many Nazis are actually massive fans of Libs of TikTok, not knowing that she is like a Jewish person. But it turns out Libs of TikTok creator Chaya Raichik appears to have removed stochastic terrorist from her Twitter bio. Pussy. Coward. Why is there discussion around the tattoos? Can't we see his body? No, I don't think there's any like actual photos from the shooting. Asked if he believed white nationalists should be allowed to serve in the military, Tuberville said, in referring to the Biden administration, they called them that. I call them Americans. What? Huh? Why did he say that out loud? Dude, I feel like everyone is in a competition to like out Nazi one another. You know what I mean? It just legitimately feels like everyone's like, no, hold up. Let me cook, brother. Let me cook. Hold on. I'm going to sig heil way harder than you, motherfucker. You don't even understand, okay? Alabama Senator Tommy Tuberville, who sits on the Armed Services Committee, thinks white nationalists are just what the military needs. What a fucking take. We are losing in the military so fast, Tuberville told WBHM. Our readiness in terms of recruitment. And why? I'll tell you why. Because the Democrats are attacking our military, saying we need to get out the white extremists, the white nationalists, people that don't believe in our agenda as Joe Biden's agenda. They're destroying it. This year, we will not reach any recruiting goals in the military. So if we want to talk about looking weak, that's where we're going to look weak. We're going to start putting rules in there for one type, one group, and make different factions in the military. Because that's the most important institution in the United States of America. And our allies is a strong, hard-nosed killing machine, which is called our military.
And the Biden administration trying to prevent white nationalists from being in the military, do you believe they should allow white nationalists in the military?
Well, they call them that. I call them Americans. What happened after January the 6th, and I was here on January the 6th, we were attacked on the Senate floor saying that all these people that came into the Capitol were extremists. They were against the country. There was a lot of people, there was probably 100 of them that came in, broke windows and broke doors that should have been locked up. That's not how we do it in America, but there were hundreds of thousands.
What? Okay, but you're not talking about those guys. You're talking about white nationalists, man. What the fuck? Yeah, think about all them Germans, right? Think about all them Germans that didn't do war crimes. Fuck those Germans, okay? I'm talking about the Gestapo. Those are the guys we need. He's literally like, everybody talks about the SS. Everybody talks about the Gestapo. They say they're bad guys. We need those guys. I call them patriots. Also, think about all the Germans that didn't fight in World War II, you know? Think about all the Germans that weren't a part of the Nazi party, okay? Well, those guys that weren't a part of the Nazi party, I don't really care about those guys. I want to talk about the Gestapo.
That didn't come in outside that were true Americans that believe in this country. But right after that, we, our military and Secretary Austin put out a order to stand down, and all military across the country saying, we're going to run out the white nationalists, people that don't believe how we believe. And that's not how we do it in this country. We have got so much division up here that not for the country. You know, this is not for.
Yeah, I know what'll solve the division in the country. White separatists. Bring them back. Put them in the military. There's already a lot of them. Hire more of them. You know what I mean? You know what'll stop the division in this country? Racists. What the fuck? Calling on all kinds of Nazis. We need to unite the Nazis so that they can take over the military. That way everyone will think twice before calling me racist ever again.
For any individual, this country is for all of us, and we're all the same.
Yeah, all the Nazis, okay? You got the Ku Klux Klan, you got the Pat Socks, okay? You got Nat Socks, you got Nazis, all of them, all different kinds of white nationalists and white supremacists and white separatists. This country is for them. It was built by them. It's built for it. Remember when the founding fathers owned slaves? I love that. That's my favorite part about the founding fathers. It's great. Good stuff. Thank you, Tom.
It doesn't make any difference. You're rich, poor, black, white. It doesn't make any difference. Everybody as an American has opportunity to make this country better. We've made it 247 years, but I'm going to tell you what, we're walking a tightrope right now. How much longer this country is going to make it, as we all know it.
Let me tell you, the less you allow Nazis to gain prominence in this country, the more this country's going to shit. Tuberville sucks at dog whistling. He's just racist. Here's an old clip.
Say, well, they're soft on crime. No, they're not soft on crime. Some people say, well, they're soft on crime. No, they're not soft on crime. They're pro-crime. They want crime. They want crime because they want to take over what you got. They want to control what you have. They want reparation because they think the people that do the crime are owed that. Bullshit.
I mean, he's just a Klan member, dude. I don't know what to tell you. Actually, no, you know what? At least the Klan guy wears a hood when he says this stuff. You know what I mean? He's not like, I'm Tommy Tuberville, and I'm the Grand Wizard of the Ku Klux Klan. He's just so stupid. Does he think he's got the robe on? Like, what's happening? Look at the guy behind him. Dude, this guy's really into it, dude. And this guy, too. They're like, yeah, they do love reparations. Fuck them.
They are not owed that.
Damn, dude. You got to think. Oh, come on now. Look at this dude's face. Pay close attention to this guy's face, please, throughout the entire process. As Tommy Tupperware is going fucking crazy mode about black people. It's not a dog whistle at that point, right? Like, everybody understands. Like, he's just straight up saying black people love doing crime and they falsely believe that they're owed reparations, and like crime is one form of that, which is like super old school racism. You know what I mean? It's like such old school racism that it's like Klan level racism nowadays. This is Minden, NV, a former sundown town. He not only said crime is black people behavior, he also followed it up by saying that, black people do crime as a form of reparations.